Togo, the fear of a long-term end of reign. There is in boundless power a kind of vertigo that seizes the genius like the fool, and also loses them each other. Mme de Staël, travel lover. Faure Gnassingbé has unfortunately been nailed to the ground for some time without really knowing the reasons of this unusual presidential sedentaryism. The young president, as we know, has always been looked up to and received international recognition. Thus, as an eternal globe-trotter, his silhouette is seen everywhere in conferences and other major international events. But suddenly he became a barn finder as if he was suffering from a terrible headache. Last week, Faure Gnassingbé shone in his noticeable absence at the 77th United Nations General Assembly in New York, where all the aeroage of African leaders were present and thronged in the front booths alongside the decision makers of the MO. This is what I'm going to do. At this meeting of VIPs and world's great personalities, the Togolese head of state, in search of visibility, should normally not miss under any circumstances. It is a privileged moment to have, on the sidelines of this event, interviews with his African peers and meet various personalities from the Western political and economic world, especially that he now seeks to impose himself as essential in resolving the crises in the Sahel and on the continent. Faure Gnassingbé also missed other important meetings in recent weeks where he was represented either by the Speaker of the National Assembly Ojig or by his Foreign Minister Robert Dussey, two serial personalities who now enjoy splitting the air. Concerning the session of the UN National Assembly, in some diplomatic circles, it is believed that its strong promiscuity with the new Malian authorities and its approval of their demands would be seen very badly by several African and Western capitals. It is worth remembering that since the start of the putsch in Mali, the Togolese head of state has stood out by taking action for young Malian officers, a display of support that annoyed the Union of ECOWAS heads of state. Would Faure Gnassingbé be let loose by his supporters? It would be too much to say, even if Robert Dussey's incisive speech at the UN is a sign that something is broken. Generally, during these great diplomatic masses at the United Nations, Togo adopts a position of subordination. But this time, our country distinguished itself by its freedom from you compared to the West. Africa no longer wants to align itself with whatever great powers they are. Africa wants to remain itself, hammered Robert Dussey. Togolese leaders have not been mandated or empowered to speak on behalf of other countries on the continent. Must read behind this lyrical flight, a way for our country to want to defend its freedom against the big powers. Nice. Togo might have a strong democratic civilization rooted in the public conscience or a diplomatic force weighing in on the continental destiny that this discourse tainted with Pan-Africanism. But for one of the oldest dictatorships in Africa, this position is quite surprising. Some believe that the Togolese regime would actually have a blue fear of a long-term rule. Fucking Amatique freedom Togo.